Now let's take a look on the wireless networks types. We have several types of wireless networks that are used in communications. So our course will focus on the Wi-Fi network, but we can explore some types of the wireless networks that can be used in connecting devices and communicating them to the internet. The difference between each of the wireless networks mainly lies in two features. It's the frequency range that is used by this wireless network and the covered area that is used by this wireless network. The frequency range used by this wireless technology and the covered area by this technology. The bandwidth, the distance, the speed are the main features that differs one wireless technology than another. We have a variety of wireless technologies that are used in our daily life, such as the radio and television, either terrestrial or satellite. Radios can be terrestrial and can be from the satellite. The same is the television, so both can be emitted from terrestrial stations or from the satellite in the sky. We have the GMDSS, which are used by ships to transmit their information and even their signals of emergency from the oceans to the land. We have in each country the police and army walkie-talkies and wireless network to communicate through each other as persons from the police or the army in a safe and on a separate network. We have the aeroplanes that uses their networks to transmit signals between the civil aeroplane and the airport, or the military aeroplane and the airport. We have the GSM, the Global System Mobile, for the mobile phones and the smart mobile phones we hold in our hands. We have the Bluetooth technology that is used for transferring data in small geographical areas. We have the infrared that are used by the remote controls. We have the WiMAX, which is a WAN technology for transferring data. And finally, we have the Wi-Fi, which is a LAN technology for transferring data. And the Wi-Fi is the core of our section here. Let's talk about the frequency ranges. We have a licensed band and an ISM band. A licensed band means that you need a license to use this band for your communication. A license from the regulatory authority existing inside your country to be able to transmit and receive signals over this band. And you have the ISM band that can be used for industrial, scientific, medical. That's what ISM stands for. Industrial, scientific, and medical applications without the need for obtaining license. The Wi-Fi lies in the ISM band. Many wireless technologies are inside the ISM band that can be used in transmission and receiving signals without the need of licensing from the regulatory authority. Any regulatory authority inside a country is responsible of the spectrum management of this country, is responsible of dividing the frequency range inside this country among the authorities that has been mentioned in the last slide, among the military and civil, among the satellite and terrestrial radio and television, to avoid interference and to save some guard band between the frequency ranges used for the different applications existing inside the country. Also, the regulatory authority is responsible for quality monitoring of mobile phone calls, of satellite communication and satellite television and satellite radio. It has the authority of requesting from the mobile operators to handle the phone calls in a better way, or to offer better voice quality for their mobile phone calls. It is responsible for the rules and regulations to offer a fair play game between the mobile operators, for example, or between the video services companies that are offering video services over wireless networks. Each regulatory authority inside any country should have the research and development department that are responsible for funding and directing the research and development inside this country in the wireless communications domain, and ask them for the up-to-date technologies and the most recent researches that has been done over this type of communication. Let's have a look at the global system mobile, and the GSM is a very important component of the internet nowadays. So many mobile devices connect to the internet through the GSM network. So we need to know more about this GSM network. Let's have a look at this diagram and see that the laptop or the mobile phone is connected wirelessly to the BTS. The BTS is something like a tower that exists in the street, and it is fixed, but it is covering its surrounding area to allow the mobile phones and the laptops to connect wirelessly through it to the wired infrastructure that is behind it. So the BTS is a very important component to be spreading over the whole area that needs to be covered by the wireless network. It allows for the mobile devices, the moving devices inside the place, to connect through it to the wired infrastructure. We have the PSTN network, which is the public switched telephone network. That is the wired network connecting the land phones, the fixed phone lines, and we have the internet that may use the infrastructure of the mobile network and the PSTN network to connect mobile devices and fixed devices to the internet, to the servers of the internet, to the World Wide Web. So we have the internet as the largest network in the world, and the network of networks that can allows the access to mobile devices through the mobile network, or to fixed devices through the PSTN to the World Wide Web network. The GSM has passed through several generations. We have the first generation, second generation, third, fourth, and fifth. And we have the LTE, which is the long-term evolution. The main difference between each generation and the other lies in the bandwidth, the speed of connection. Each generation is better in its speed and allows for more applications and more security features from a generation to another. In the fourth generation, we can have a look at some video communication that can exist and that was not there in the third or the second generation of mobiles. We can see in the fourth generation more security features, and as well we can see the fifth generation that is still coming and in progress, having more bandwidth and more availability for video communication and more security features than the fourth and the third and the second generations. The Bluetooth is a very common way to connect some mobile devices that are not so remote in distance. It's a standard for short distances that can reach 10 meters or something like this. It uses short wavelengths that lies in the ISM band, Industrial Scientific Medical Band, which means that using Bluetooth needs no license. You can establish a personal area network using the Bluetooth. Personal area between 2 or 3 or more mobile devices, smartphones that are equipped with Bluetooth cards to communicate with each other using this technology in a limited area. The Bluetooth is managed by the Special Interest Group (SIG) of Bluetooth. It has the standard number 802.15 from the IEEE. Bluetooth is susceptible to barriers and walls, which means that if two devices needs to connect to each other using the Bluetooth, there should be no walls or barriers between them if they will connect through Bluetooth. Otherwise, the connection will fail. The infrared is a very known way for wireless communication. It uses the electromagnetic radiation. It uses longer wavelengths than the visible light. It is a short-range communication. It is most commonly used by remote controls to switch between channels and things like this. for any device, any electrical device, or any device that needs to be controlled remotely. The infrared is just like the Bluetooth, is susceptible to barriers and walls, and if there is a barrier or wall between the remote control and the device needs to be controlled, the communication fails. The WiMAX, which is another form of wireless communication, it is a WAN technology. It is invented, and it is managed by the WiMAX Forum. It has the standard number 802.16 from the IEEE. WiMAX stands for Worldwide Interoperability for Microwave Access. It is competing now with the LTE, or the long-term evolution, as a WAN technology. They are both competing now as WAN technologies, connecting devices with better speed, with higher capabilities, with more security features. The WiMAX can provide the triple play communication, and let's explain what is triple play. The triple play is allowing for data, voice, and video to exist over the same connection, over the same wire, over the same outlet inside the building, which means that you receive the three of these information streams through one outlet, and this outlet is then spreading to several devices. One outlet for the fixed phone for the voice, another outlet for the laptop for the internet, and a third outlet for your television for streaming video on demand, for example, to your television. So the WiMAX can enable this triple play communication. Triple play communication is one of the trends in communication, to enable all of the communication channels to coexist with each other inside one channel and with one outlet to the user. Thank you.
Subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.